I am so excited and so honored to bring you guys my first Revenant hero building guide. He has been an absolute blast to play and really works well with me. I may have found a new main. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a hero building guide. I am Sylphin. We're going to take a very quick look at the build. Archmages for the prime card, we'll talk about that later. In the early game, start off with either a health potion, healer token, 3 strike tokens, or a health pot into 2 strike tokens. After that, you go into a Sage's Ward, 2 adamant edges. You can get your blink shot whenever you would like. Next into this 9-point adamant edge. Next, into your fully upgraded Sage's Ward, believe it or not, all power, and then you finally go into your crit. Spear of the Rift Hunter, into a Hunger Maul, into the rest of your Spear of the Rift Hunter to finish off the deck. Now, here in the early game, you have some options, as was briefly stated as we went quickly over the build. You have 3 strike tokens if you and your support can coordinate a circlet of health or something like that. You have a health potion and 2 strike tokens if you want to be a little bit of sustain with some damage, or you have the health potion and a healer token, or a strike token and a healer token. Lots of options if you're up against somebody like a Morgesh, who you know is going to really be harassing you. Lots of options here, which is a good thing. Now, we also have a dummy ward in the Brawler ward there that you can place right there. I love this spot here because it really eliminates the mid lane gank coming in, and especially the jungler, and also a dummy ward right there. So that's the dummy wards are very nice to have, as we have one here in this build. Now, we have to talk about Revenant's basic attack. He is a ability carrier, that's what they have called him, but really guys, his abilities are pretty much just empower his basic attacks. Now, his basic attack here is 0.8 power scaling, means he doesn't necessarily gain much value from power on his basic attack, and it has a it deals 50 damage at level, just right at level hero level 1, going up 1 per hero level up to 64 on a 0.5 second cooldown. You shoot this gun at 0.5, so twice a second, and attack speed does not affect it. Please go check out my math video with him, because you will see that attack speed is complete garbage on Revenant. It's basically an entirely moot stat. You don't get attack speed in any scenario with Revenant. That leaves him very simple power and crit chance. That's really all what it's about. So when you run the math, you will find that Revenant needs 180 power, 180 power before crit becomes better in the DPS department. Now, as you can see there, we are doing a great job of harassing the Greystone there. I almost get the E and Q combo that we'll talk about later. Because he needs 180 power before crit is any better, including his E and his Q, and his right click, including all of that, his build path is very simple. Just power until 180. Just power. Just power. No attack speed, no crit. His math is very simple. Maybe unintentionally here, Epic has made a pretty linear hero, and that's good because it's really easy to get a really effective build with him. But also, you don't really have that much options. So we'll talk about penetration later when we get more in there with the build. Now, the very first ability that you get here in the early game is your right click. It's Hellfire Rounds. What it does is you can manually reload your gun because he only has 4 shots at any time. So if you use just 1 bullet in your 4 round chamber, you can manually reload to have 4. What this manual reload also does is on the 4th shot in your chamber, you gain bonus damage. 25 at level 1, all the way up to 100 at level 4, with 0.5 power scaling. So a whole bunch of power on Revenant, amplifies that fourth shot tremendously. Tremendously. What it can also do is animation cancel the last half of any basic attack. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4 basic attacks into a very quick reload, you can shave off the last half, basically 0.25 seconds of his basic attack. So use your right click whenever possible, especially on your fourth shot, to animation cancel and make sure that you can reload even faster. The second ability that I choose to get is the E ability, your Scar. What Scar does is it gives you bonus damage on 3 attacks at level 1 and 6 attacks at level 4. These attacks can either be from your basic attack or from your Q, your Obliterate, which we'll talk about later. This damage is 25 damage, no matter what level the ability is at, with 0.15 power scaling. So again, power feeds into this empowerment, to this empowered state on the enemy hero, whether you're attacking with your basic attacks or your Q, your Obliterate. The Scar is one of his kind of key abilities that I choose to upgrade as much as possible, just because it feeds into a lot of other abilities that we'll talk about soon. Now, the last ability that I choose to get, and I've played a lot of games with him over the past couple of days, is his Q, is his Obliterate. This ability sends out 10 projectiles in the direction that you are facing on any enemies in front of Revenant. So right now, if I was to use it, some of those projectiles would be spread among the minions that are right in front of me. If I was to go in front of the minions and only have the Greystone in front of me, all of the projectiles would go onto him, and they do actually go through towers, I do believe. Now, as you can see there, I used my Scar into the Q combo, dealing a ton of damage, and we'll talk about that even more later. And actually, we're using our ultimate here, which again, we'll talk about later, as this Greystone's being really cheeky, but I get the jump shot kill here. Boom, kaboom, just like that. Now, the Q ability deals 120 damage at level 1, all the way up to 360 at level 4, with a 1.4 power scaling. Yikes! It really hurts with a lot of power, and you know what? It's a fantastic, very easy ability to secure kills with. Now, as you saw there, we empowered our Obliterate on that Greystone with our Scar. You can use your Scar ability, your E, to put that bonus damage on hit with your E, and then proc your E, get those bonus 25 damage for however many shots, 3 to 6, with your Q. So E into your Q is a very, that hurts so much, because you're going to get that empowered damage from your E, and then proc it with your Q. So very nice. The other consideration is that your basic attacks can also proc your Scar. So what I've kind of found to be actually hurt a lot is use your E into a Q first, shoot them with your basic attack until your Scar's off cooldown, and then use your Scar again to empower your basic attacks. Now that we've talked about all of his other abilities, what is his ultimate ability? His ultimate ability is really cool. It's called Reckoning. You see me use it right there on the Moragesh for a very important reason. What it does is, for 6, 7, and 8 seconds, depending on what level the ability is at, you get bonus CXP. You get bonus card points. 600 to 600, 800, 1,000, depending on the level, when you kill an enemy in the Nether Realm. Either you can kill that enemy, or your team can also kill that enemy. Your team can see the enemy that you have taken it into the Nether Realm. The enemy, though, cannot see or damage you. So your Obliterate ability is a fantastic way to kind of disappear from the enemy team. So if you're getting focused down a lot and you think you can take down an enemy target, use your ability, your Reckoning, your ultimate, to also get you out of the fight, but also try to 1v1 somebody and get that bonus CXP. This is what snowballs Revenant tremendously. 600 to 1000 bonus CXP is crazy. If you can use this at the appropriate times, you can get ahead of the enemy character. Now, you can see here that I've gone for my Sage's Ward first, because those wards are very very important. I went into an Adamant Edge. Why an Adamant Edge? Because again, attack speed hurts our DPS by 5% for each CP you go into it. It's a tremendous disadvantage to go into attack speed. Don't go into it. I get some health on the Adamant Edge just to help in this early game 1v1 heroes and get that advantage. If I can stay alive while I am just doing my thing, trying to kill somebody with my ultimate, I can get ahead even more. The next card I go into is the Blink Shot. I get this Blink Shot either after my second Adamant Edge or before my second Adamant Edge. Really depends on the match. Here I felt like I was going to need it, and I just went for it. That is that. This is why you get the Blink Shot. What happens with the Blink Shot is you can teleport forward just like I did here. And if you land the killing blow on a target, you will reset the blink cooldown. The blink cooldown is a long time. It's 240 seconds. But if you get a killing blow within 8 seconds of using it, the cooldown is eliminated. So as you can see, I used it, and I have my blink shot up. Your ultimate is also fantastic for making sure that your obliterate goes on one target. As you saw there was the Greystone, I think, also in front of me. So what helped was I obliterated on, or I used my ultimate on the Decker to isolate her from that Greystone. Used my Scar to empower all of the next ability hits that are on the Decker, and then my obliterate. The Scar into obliterate is a completely nasty combo, and as you can see there, worked tremendously. E into the Q is a fantastic burst because, oh my goodness, it empowers your Q tremendously. What I like to do, what I have found so far, is that upgrading your E to get those increased attacks that are empowered, only 3 at level 1, up to 6 attacks at level 4 for your Scar, really synergizes well with your obliterate. Your obliterate sends out 10 projectiles, so the more you can upgrade your Scar, the more your obliterate will proc the Scar attacks. As you can see, it kind of feeds into each other. I like to upgrade my Q. As you can see here, I've upgraded my Scar 3 times, my Q 3 times. I like to always be kind of 1 level ahead with my Scar than my obliterate, because you're always trying to get those stacks up. Kind of really nice, works really well, I think. And then I upgrade my right click last, just because that 4th shot I'm finding more and more, just a little bit is, I mean, if you can hit it all the time, fantastic, but likely you're probably not going to. Now, Revenant is squishy. He really is squishy. I play him very, very careful. As you see, I'm always backpedaling, staying on the back, kiting around this Greystone, and just trying to just save my life. I don't want to use my blink shot in a, like I just did there, but I think I do kill him. Oh, I don't kill him, as unfortunately the Bellica gets the kill there. So if I had made that kill, I would have gotten my blink shot off cooldown. You're trying to play it safe with him, and then make those plays when you know you can secure the kill with your blink shot or your ultimate into your E, into your Q. Always make sure that you use your ultimate at the appropriate times. Whenever you can, secure the kill with you or your team to get that bonus CXP. At the 20-minute mark, I'm 31 CP to the enemies. The enemy carries 29. I am well ahead of my team. Really quite snowballing, very nice. Not as much of an advantage as some of my other games, but I'm just starting to get going with my second 6-point Adamant Edge, and then now I'm going to be able to complete my 3rd 9-point adamant edge. Again, you just need power. Attack speed severely hurts your DPS, and crit, you don't want it yet. You don't want it yet. I get the kill on the Revenant that ulted me, thinking he could get me, but that was his fault. Now, 5 minutes later, I am almost 41 CP to their 33. That is how fast you can snowball here. Once you start getting going with this damage in the upgraded adamant edge and your powerful Sage's Ward, it's insane. As you can see, we are just dominating these enemies there. I forgot to use my ultimate even on that Morigesh. I should have. The snowball is real. Once you get all of this power, it feeds into everything, into his obliterate, into his scar, into his right click. Power works tremendously well, and you know, it's just insane. Again, he's squishy. You have to be safe. That was too aggressive. Now, like I said before, your scar into your ultimate is powerful, or scar into your obliterate is powerful. Look at me completely dominate that Decker, get that kill there with my ultimate into a blink shot, scar into obliterate. It's powerful. Now check out this play, blink shot play. This Revenant here that I'm 1v1ing. I blink shot play to make the kill insane. The plays, guys, are just nuts what you can do on Revenant. Unfortunately, I could have gotten the well, almost pentakill, kinda. If trying to aim while against a wall is just absolutely impossible. Damn wall messing me up there. I could have made the play happen. I even had my blink shot up and I forgot all about it because I was like, oh my god, what did I just do? Play potential is out of this world. Now, the next cards that we get here, as you can see down here, is that fully upgraded 12-point Spear of the Rift Hunter, as we completely destroy this enemy Revenant with the E into the Q. Oh. And then we go into our Hunger Maul to extract extra value out of what crit chance we do have. And then we go into our Spear of the Rift Hunter, our 13-point Spear of the Rift Hunter. Yes, we are low on power now, but what we want to do is get 180 power and then give some of that up for crit chance, and then we end up with 132 power, which is mathematically correct with 100% crit chance. Yes, this is 100% crit chance. Why? Because you want all 4 of those shots to be consistent and reliable. For some reason, attacking every 0.5 seconds is really easy to land. I find his basic attacks to be easy to land, as you see there, taking out that Greystone tremendously and getting dumb, stupid minions with the physics. It's tremendous. The consistency is a easy trade for only 3.5% less DPS than his optimal crit chance, which is about 48% or 52%. I would much rather crit all of the time with a consistent damage that I can easily 3-shot some heroes, rather than deal a crazy amount of damage only half the time and be very unreliable. I would much rather have that consistency. Now, let's talk a little bit about penetration while we kind of duel over these raptors here. Penetration. Ability penetration, no matter what, is a DPS decrease, and it's a severe DPS decrease. Because you're taking it out of power to go into ability pen, that power that you're losing doesn't go into his basic attack, doesn't go into his scar, doesn't go into his empowered 4th shot, and that is where that DPS decrease lies. Yes, ability penetration, it does work very well on his obliterate, but you'll only, if you take away if you take away all of the ability armor of an enemy hero, that is 30. You know, that's 30 ability pen. You're only going to increase your obliterate's damage by 80. by, sorry, 50. Sorry, it's not even that, it's 50. You're only going to increase your obliterate's damage by 50. 50 damage on one ability is not worth the tremendous DPS decrease that ability pen provides. Even though ability pen works on your Scar and your empowered fourth shot, the math doesn't support it. Ability pen, not recommended whatsoever. Absolutely not. Basic penetration is interesting. Basic penetration on a crit build like we are doing doesn't influence your basic attack as much as in other scenarios. Basic penetration on a crit build with this amount of power and crit has a negligible effect on your DPS. I don't recommend going into it. Don't go into basic pen on a crit build. But on an all power build, basic pen does indeed affect your DPS in a positive way. You can go for basic pen on an all power build and kind of make sense in the math department. This is why you go into 100% crit. One shot on that Decker brings her to a third of her health. She was already a little bit less health. Into an E, into a Q, and she's dead. Consistency is very important on Revenant. I found it to be tremendous in terms of gauging when you can go in hard, right, with your ultimate, with your E, with your Q, with your blink shot, and not. Very, very much a thing that you want on Revenant. The damage is insane. You are hitting for 430 after the enemy's armor. It is insane. Just melt this enemy. Revenant, using my basic attacks, which are fairly easy to land, just completely melting him. Using my Scar into my 4 shots, just because I thought that I could probably land those, finish him off with a Q. That's exactly what I did. 1v1 potential is unmatched in Paragon. Now again, you have to play safe with Revenant. He is squishy, but the play potential is real. You can see here that I'm just kind of being on the background, not diving in too much until the time is right. Then I engage hard with my blink shot. Watch me go to town here, making the plays, taking out this Grux. Super easy. Again, 400 damage per shot. Absolutely gonna melt this Morigesh like nobody's business. If I can land the attacks there. I could have actually probably used my ultimate there. Again, remember your ultimate is kind of a lifesaver as well. At the 60 CP mark, which we reached at the 33-minute mark, your ultimate turns into more of a save your butt sort of an ability. Use it to isolate a target. Also, obviously get the kill, but also take yourself away from the engagement so that you can use your 10% lifesteal to great effect. You can see I'm just going to town here, being careful, but also going in hard when the time is right. That 10% lifesteal, because you're hitting these minions for 5 something or other, you can very easily get your life back. And that's what I like about 10%. 20%'s not going to save yourself in a team fight. It's not enough. Maybe somebody like Yin with some cleave, maybe that works. Maybe even Seraph with her cleave as well, and just her Q potential. That is there, but on a range carry, 20%'s not enough. I like 10% just because you can get in, get out, regen some off the minions, and just stay in the fight. If I didn't have 10%, I would have been out of this fight a long time ago, and we wouldn't have been able to close out this game. There is Revenant, guys. What do you guys think about him? He is absolutely my favorite hero in a long, long time. Him and I synergize very well together. So please let me know down in the comments what you guys think about him. Do you guys have success with him? Is he a fantastic hero for you? Please let me know. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, and of course, guys, subscribe. You guys like this content, found it useful, especially if you enjoyed it, please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.